Hello, welcome to this week's video. Coming up this week, I prove I can count. Some very bored looking guitar playing. And some widdly diddly guitar playing. For those of you who've been watching my channel, you will know that my most recent guitar purchase is this EVH Wolfgang Special. I've become obsessed with Van Halen again. I was completely obsessed with him as a teenager, and the big long gap of not really listening to it, I got into different sorts of music. Didn't attempt to play like that at all because I've been working as a musician and there's not much call for doing Eddie Van Halen stuff apart from maybe playing Jump or something. Didn't really follow the band or anything, but partly since he died and partly I started reading some books on him, I've really got into him again, like probably more than I was as a teenager. It's probably a midlife crisis. And as a result, I decided I wanted one of the Frankie Strats. I think they look fantastic, that iconic look. I really wanted one, but then I did think to myself, can I really justify a guitar with one pickup on that I can't really use on a gig? So I started looking further into it and I saw the EVH Wolfgang. And I remember liking them ever since the very first Music Man one came out. I remember liking the shape. So I looked into it and I thought, you know what, actually, that guitar, it's got two pickups on. This could be a pretty versatile guitar and I could probably use that on lots of different gigs. So now I've had it for a couple of months, I've used it on lots of gigs, so I thought I'd do this video and try and show how versatile it actually is as a guitar. I still have it set up with much lighter strings and the Floyd Rose locking nut, which I haven't got on any of my other guitars. All my other guitars I have 10s on, slightly higher action than I've got on that probably, and I don't have the locking nut. I've still got it set up really to play that kind of Eddie style and a bit more rocky, because it's easier to play with lighter strings and slightly lower action, and obviously with the locking nut. So that's the first thing, is I have left it as a rocking machine, as opposed to a lot of my other guitars like my 335 and my Strat and my Telly, which are just out of shot there, and my other ones, my Tyler ones as well. They're all kind of set up the same with 10s and a similar action, but that is set up to play faster and more widdly. That's my shredding machine. So I've put together some footage of some gigs I've done recently just to show its versatility, but first I'm going to show you this is a studio thing. You may have seen this on one of my previous videos, but I'm just going to show that obviously you can do this kind of thing on the guitar. If you want to see that full track, have a look back on some of my videos. That's on the SL Drive video if you want to have a look. So let's look at some different things that it maybe can do. Now on the last gig I did, this is kind of demonstrating that kind of country-ish thing. It wasn't full out country, but we did Sweet Home Alabama and Skinner, and got that kind of clean sound, and then I'll go into a bit of a solo with a kind of semi-overdriven sound. So see what you think it sounds like on this. I'm probably using both pickups together for the rhythm sound, and then I'll probably whack it onto the bridge pickup for the solo. So see what you think. I don't think it has the twang of the Telecaster maybe, but I quite often use my 335 on for that kind of stuff, and it sounds pretty good, sounds pretty twangy, so it's more comparable to that, but I definitely think it works for that kind of thing. Then we also played some Doobie Brothers, another sort of funky part. Now I may have this on the bridge pickup for the rhythm part, or in between for both pickups, not sure, but see what you think of the rhythm sound on this. It does clean up the guitar. It is very high output, it's much higher output than any pickups on any of my other guitars, but if you back it off it still sounds great. It doesn't get thin, and it obviously then it doesn't dry your amp or your pedal or whatever else you're plugging into, so you get that clean sound. So check it out, this is Doobie Brothers, this rhythm clean sound. See what you think. And now let's check out some out and out funk. Now this is with a different band. See if you spot who the bass player is. You may have seen him before, but I'm not going to say no more. He was sitting in with us. But this is some out and out funk, there's a bit of James Brown, so this definitely will be both pickups together. Some proper funk, so see what you think of this.
Oh, get up, sing on the scene, like a sewing machine. Said fellas, go, we're gonna take it to the bridge. Said fellas, yeah, we're gonna take it to the bridge. Said fellas, yeah, we're gonna take it to the bridge. Said 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stay on the scene.
Now this next clip, this is a bit more sort of funky disco rhythmy thing with a phaser on, so I thought it showed another sort of side of the guitar. Not such a good sound with this because I didn't have my GoPro with me, I recorded it on the phone, so the audio is not quite as good. Don't know why, because the phone's quite good at audio, but the GoPro's very good. Anyway, check this out, see what you think it sounds like with this bit of phasery, disco-y sound. Now this next clip is my favourite for showing its versatility, and I bet Eddie never thought it would be used like this. Now I know some of Eddie's first gigging experiences were with his dad's band playing at functions, so he wouldn't have been a complete stranger to this, but this is a little clip from a Jewish function, a Jewish wedding, and I don't play in a band that specialise in this kind of thing, but sometimes we're asked to play a few sort of traditional Israeli dance tunes, and this is Avanagilia, I don't even know how to say it, but one of the most popular tunes which you'll probably recognise, which we have to play. We play half a dozen tunes for a bit of dancing. So here I am playing some Israeli dance music on an EVH Wolfgang. Well, there we are. I hope I've justified the to myself at least, that this is a versatile enough guitar to have gone out and bought and used and earned money from, rather than just hanging on the wall and using it at home to do some bad Eddie Van Halen impersonations. I think I've justified it to myself, and I'll show this video to my wife, see if I've justified it to her as well. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I bring out new videos at 7 PM UK time every Friday. Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the sounds on the video. And I'm going to leave you with a bit of footage here. Now I have shown this in one of my previous videos. This is another solo from, I think, Play That Funky Music. But I want to show you this one because this isn't recorded off the camera audio. This was actually properly recorded with a mic in front of the amp, so you get a real idea of what the guitar can sound like through my Milkman amp, probably with the Tube Screamer or my Boss Blues driver in front of it to drive it, using the EVH Wolfgang, just to give you a better idea of what it sounds like recorded directly. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next week.